Okay, so I'm going to go through some more of my recovery book with you guys. Starting at the page where we left off. And the first thing I've got is, are you living? And are you living when the perceived size of your body governs your emotions, your self-confidence in your life? You can insert anything there. Are you living when calories govern your thoughts, emotions, and life? Are you living when the scale? Are you living when whatever it is governs those things? So that's just a quick reminder for me. Then I put, I have to keep my body healthy. Enough food, enough water, enough sleep, and not overdoing exercise so I can dance. And there's actually a big list there. So I can dance, so that I can do martial arts, so that I can do parkour, so that I can rock climb, things like that. Those are some of my goals and dreams, and I need my body to be physically strong and physically healthy in order to do those things. And so if I want to accomplish those things, I've got to keep my body healthy. And keeping my body healthy means staying in recovery, following my meal plan, only exercising in moderation, keeping my stress levels down, things like that. Then I've got, your dream begins here. With every time you make a recovery-motivated choice, with every little action of a functioning routine, with every time you choose a long-term goal over immediate gratification, never think that the little steps you're taking are pathetic or too small to count for anything. Every single tiny step you take is a step towards your future, towards your recovery, towards your dreams, towards your goals, towards a healthier, happier life. And it's going to be hard, and you're not going to feel good, probably physically or mentally, for a long, long time. Don't think it's a quick fix. Don't think anything is instant. Then I put, get well and stay well, because I have the habit of getting well for a little while and relapsing. And I put, get well and stay well, so you can hold down a job long enough to save up for travel. You've got just one life. Even better, so you can travel with an HD camcorder and a quality camera. Photography and cinematography are two of my absolute passions, and traveling the world has always been a goal of mine ever since I was a little kid. And if I could travel the world and take photographs and do video blogs and whatnot, that would be an absolute dream come true, and that's something that I need to get well and stay well for. So write down your get well and stay well goals. And then I have something on happiness, because I think a lot of us believe sometimes that being in recovery will bring us happiness. We believe that being thin, losing weight, not eating, whatever it is, looking a certain way, denying ourselves certain things will bring us happiness, and that's not true at all. Here are the things that constitute happiness. It is neither wealth nor splendor, but tranquility and occupation, which bring one happiness, by Thomas Jefferson. Friendship has a stronger effect on happiness than income. That's something that studies have proven. Some pursue happiness, others create it. And one of my favorites, happiness is a byproduct of function, purpose, and conflict. Those who seek happiness for itself seek victory without war, by William S. Burroughs. And I'm learning that nothing is going to come easy, and everything's going to be harder than I wanted it to be, but that in the end it's worth it. And I put on the bottom this little horoscope that I found that says, if you need help, you must ask for it. No one will think any less of you if you request assistance. On the contrary, they will admire your maturity. Neither success nor self-worth have anything to do with separation. And that's something I think a lot of us, we feel we're not thick enough, we're not thin enough for treatment. We feel like we will be looked down upon and thought of as pathetic and not having our lives together. And you know, if people see our problems and we ask for help, but very often, I like what that says, people admire your maturity, because it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of strength and a lot of maturity to admit you have a problem and to be willing to seek help and to go and seek that help. A really quick one I put here with confronting eating disorders is, your brain needs sugar and fat to function. That is what your brain runs on, and without those things, you're going to be depressed, you're going to be more anxious, you're going to be more obsessive, you're going to have memory problems. It's the whole food is fuel thing. If I try to remember that that my body doesn't just take sugar and fat and immediately store them as fat, it uses them for vital processes like all of the brain processes that go on. And now I'm going to skip to which is probably a bit of a controversial subject, which is bodybuilding. I see a lot of people recovering from anorexia by becoming bodybuilders, in that they think because they're eating a lot and they're gaining weight, or gaining muscle, that they're recovered. And in my opinion and in my experience, is just swapping one eating disorder for another. And I have suffered from anorexia, I've suffered from bulimia, I've suffered from orthorexia, and I've suffered from what psychiatrists are now calling EDBT, which is eating disorder bodybuilding type. And it looks like the new DSM, the 5th version, will probably include that as an eating disorder. A lot of people are reacting to that, but the truth is bodybuilding is an extreme sport, and it has nothing to do with health and fitness. It has everything to do with aesthetics and the look of a physique. And to me, there's nothing about that that is not body obsessed, food obsessed, and body fat obsessed. And it's not a healthy route to go, especially if you are trying to recover from an eating disorder. And so I have here, it says, I know where you were, and it's not where you were supposed to be, it's over. And I've decided not to continue to pursue bodybuilding. And that's been a very, very hard choice for me. That's taken me a long, long time. It's harder for me to give up bodybuilding than it was for me to give up anorexia. But I realized that it's not healthy for me psychologically, it's not healthy for me physically, and for me bodybuilding always leads to a relapse into one of my other eating disorders. And something I hear a lot from people who are trying to bulk up, whether they're bodybuilders or not, is wanting to look like a Greek god, wanting to look like a Roman statue, wanting to look like a superhero. And I just put here, why? These things aren't real. Our bodies aren't meant to look like fictitious ideals. And to me, like when you see these bodybuilders on the stage in the competitions, I wrote down, bodybuilding is living human cadavers on display, flayed alive, each vein, capillary, tendon sheath, and muscle fiber perfectly described, lean meat, grotesque, desperately ill, physically and psychologically. And like I said, from everything that I have seen in the bodybuilding community, as well as my own experiences with bodybuilding, it's not good for your body. It's unhealthy, and it's very unhealthy psychologically. If you guys want, I may do a whole video on bodybuilding just on itself, for those of you who don't understand how it could be an eating disorder, or those of you who believe that it's a viable alternative to anorexia, or that if you are a bodybuilder and you used to be anorexic, that you recovered from eating disorders. If I get enough people wanting me to do a video just separately on bodybuilding, then I'll probably do that.